Good afternoon, tutor and colleagues. Next, I will make the video about interactive materials and language learning. Tips for perfecting your listening comprehension and conversation activity design. Recurse presentation. How recurse I will include several links where images and text are included that allow the student to understand the importance of making listening and speaking materials, which can be uploaded through virtually or face-to-face, where the main must be effective and comparison to people that is intended for this includes proposal and tools that will facilitate current learning of a new language and the use of didactic and pedagogical tools and material that will strengthen your knowledge about the topics that will be applied in class. This material will allow you to appropriate these tools are put to good use that will serve you in the future and teacher or student training. Records objectives. These objectives for the student to strengthen both their listening comprehension and vocabulary, relate to their physical description, emotion, jobs, and clothes. Its objective is for the student to learn to design activities either in face-to-face or online environment. The objective of the presentation is for each student to improve their communication regardless of the method they use and the use the tool in their training process. Listening materials. Tips for listening and design listening activities for face-to-face environment. 1. For better listening comprehension, you can work with maps, since they allow the student to get direction to get to a certain point, indicating which is the path to follow in the order to get to point, determining of stating their oral expression, they understand one gave direction and specific qualities of vocabulary related to the map. 2. It is also possible to work the people same game of investigating what is good, what be applied, describing the work of each person on the clothes they are wearing, hiding a degree of difficulty and the position in which they are strengthening their listening comprehension, practicing left and reading vocabulary and relate to how description and their clothes. 3. It is all possible to work in feelings, saying the student will describe the feeling for each phrase or draw the characteristics that the teacher didactic should us. He has green eyes and very large nose, long brown hair. Studying the vocabulary and relate to physical and emotional description. 4. Words word with preposition and place, where the student can work in parents driving or describing landscapes on objects that are in their home. This is strengthening listening comprehension and oral expression, allowing them to read numbers and colors. 5. We also work with global listening and what studying listen to a news item and how to grasp the general idea of it in order to tell it to their partner and vice versa. This stimulates the complete of total presentation of the meaning saying it does not require understand specific the tools and studying learning style. Listening tips for the scene online language activities. 1. We can work and practice in debates in virtual forums is online listening activity. Sign in offers a space for interaction and exchange of clothing on a specific topic made the forum participants carrying out communication asynchronously in the space of time that web sweeps and studying. 2. We can work developing interactive videos, science in a tools of to add questionnaires and exercises to the tutorials that gain the student in their learning, increasing interest and motivation while the student improves their participation instead of reading or listening, using tool shops and visual alert multiple likes other. 3. We can work on the creation of mental or conceptual maps since it helps the student to better understand and organize an idiom or topic, aiding their creativity and imagination saying due to its complexity and visual appeal. It facilitates the understanding and memorization of their ideas. For this, there are platforms, shops, and mainstream Friedman, Wissip among others. 4. Can we be recording podcasts in the online education process, saying in the helps the student to us and promote the development of verbal skills by interacting it in their training process, thus creating a dynamic and active learning experience with home foretelling that is similar to that of education video. E-browsing has their Kate Stevenson pre-production, production, and post-production. 5. We can work by participating in video conference, highlighting that a video conference is not for studying to watch the video, taking into account that it is an interactive communication to both a teacher and student, where they motivate and answer questions online by sharing the screen with the other members. This all you interacted through the chat option and share documents for the program your choice. Speaking materials. Tips for the scene conversation activities for face-to-face setting. 1. We can work in academic forums, seeing there are space for discussion, reflection, analysis, where students can exchange, where share and provide feedback on colleagues on a specific topic, generalizing discussion and debating, sharing ideas, agreements, and solutions. 2. We can work on the wiki in academic-wide, saying and the encourage teamwork and the development of documents in a collaborative way, stimulating the change of on the conflict very with the members on the group, promoting process of the investigation, negotiation, exposition of different points of the wind with the members of the group participant. 5. We can work with the portfolio seen is at steering that alone of the generate attacks or final war and express it face-to-face, housing and completing various documents, materials and texts about it through essential or learning process at curious news, common and reflection of the ideas, question and problem that are present in education space. 5. We can work with online resource records taking into account that they are additional tools and it reinforces it by teaching it by playing it face to face with the student. 4. We can work with the conversation led by the tutor, since it allows their support, vitals, and individual media, providing us with a transmission of knowledge in a discipline determined by the student. Listening tips for designing online conversation activities. 1. We can work through the questionnaires, since it is a very powerful and extremely flexible tool that allows the teacher to design consistent questionnaire and propose evaluation stressing the work, the difficulty to carry all will pair questionnaires. Being at least 2 BOs in initial evaluation tips, example text and label text. 2. We can work through games, since it is one of the key elements for the development of activities. Exercise or dynamic games apply to support and diversify the learning process, allowing the 2 BOs in evaluation and self-evaluation. 3. We can work through the Canva platform, taking into account that it's a very old and intuitive tool when we want to support with a presentation that is not the typical one. Saying its styles, backgrounds, and templates have a very visual and colorful aesthetic that you only have to attack the text and is it to students improving their communication. 4. We can work through the video screen platform. This is a tool that allows you creative videos, animation, or DAOs and write your ideas on marker bar. Saying it is a video content creating software in which adding text, images, and audios. You can create moving displays that help to show the context and messages in a more dynamic way. Is a story in the style of your visual design. 5. We can work through the Python platform, send in the specially designed to complete your presentation with animation. When for following that it's of the moderate so as not the with days to the viewer what is observing same presentation. This platform is based on templates that combine audio, text, and graphics to insert your date and creating animated videos with the content you want to teach. Conclusions. As a conclusion about the importance of the scene speaking materials, I can say that your people learn and develop by implementing the following procedures: shows and manipulation, play, multisensory observation, discovery, exploration, experimentation, interaction with students or adults. Taking into account that the scene or listening material is difficult where there is not motivation, purpose, calmness, feeling, spontaneous dedication, and effort, saying the action facilitates the assimilation process typical of learning and material design. We can all see that play and free action overcome the contradiction shows X for pleasure, which makes it difficult for the student to deliver school, interacted with their class with foreign that the educator's mediation is very important, and again saying there are situations that allow anticipate and raising more advanced behaviors evidence in the study. John Love states that studying is like advanced late, where their characters can be modeled, where we are filled with reality and more with in the comes to youth people, saying where they learning to see materials, it will be speaking or listening, it will be yourself take ownership of etc is a tool that will facilitate the pronunciation of the appropriate material where the subject will be perceived clearly and effectively either in person or online. Reference. Thank you very much for your attention. Bye.